जैसा कि हमने बात की थी, जितने भी स्टार्टअप्स हैं, एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म हो तो दैट कैन एक्चुअली मेक अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंस। ओएनडीसी एक ऐसा ही प्लेटफॉर्म प्रोवाइड कर रहा है। तो सर, सबसे पहले मैं आपसे ये जानना चाहूँगी, फॉर ऑल आवर व्यूअर्स, व्हाट इज़ ओएनडीसी? ओएनडीसी है क्या?
यस वेरोनिका, सो अगर आप देखेंगे तो डिजिटल कॉमर्स यानी कि इंटरनेट पे व्यापार पिछले 7-8 सालों में that has progressed really well across the world and in India as well, right? But if you look at how digital commerce or e-commerce can be provided, there are 3 or 4 ways of doing that. एक तो हो सकता है आप आपका खुद का वेबसाइट क्रिएट करें and then consumers come to that website and purchase products. That can work for a few very large businesses, right? But all of us as consumers will not go to a website even if it was created of one particular shop. So that method works for very small, very few businesses. The second approach is about big internet platforms. These are commercial establishments, and world over you find big internet giants, e-commerce giants. They have established platforms and they bring buyers and sellers on board, and they have been very successful. The open network approach is actually a very new, very innovative, India first approach on how to provide digital commerce. And if you take an example, उदाहरण के तौर पर अगर आप मोबाइल सर्विस देखेंगे, राइट, आपके पास जियो का सब्सक्रिप्शन होगा, आपके पास BSNL होगा, मेरे पास एयरटेल का सब्सक्रिप्शन है, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन दैट वी कांट टॉक टू ईच अदर, राइट? देयर इज नो वॉल्स बिटवीन सर्विस. World over, all telecom providers follow one protocol, which makes it fully open. Anyone can call anybody, irrespective of which service you take. That means if you are not happy with your service provider, you can switch, you can take your number and go to another service. Right? Another example is if you take UPI. All of us use UPI, right? आपका बैंक अकाउंट कोई बैंक पे हो सकता है, आपके पास कोई भी ऐप हो सकती है, लेकिन जब आप दुकान में जाके स्कैन करेंगे, इट मेक्स नो डिफरेंस. सो ओपन नेटवर्क फॉर डिजिटल कॉमर्स इज एन अटेम्प्ट टू टेक दैट सेम प्रिंसिपल of openness and bring it to the world of digital commerce. So one, it is not a platform. In fact, we try to tell everybody we are not a platform. We are an open network, which is different from a platform. Platform is a closed world where buyers and sellers are captive of the platform. For us, it is an open network like UPI, like the internet, like email. I mean, email में you can take any email service and you can send an email to anybody on any service. So it is taking that same principle and bringing it into the world of digital commerce. So what has happened is, with the support of government, ONDC has been created as a not-for-profit organization to work on the same principles, right? So we are a not-for-profit company sponsored by the government under the Ministry of Commerce, with the mandate of how can we spread digital commerce in a very equitable and democratic way across the country. That is really the power and vision of ONDC, to do this in a truly open manner.
Right.
तो स्मॉल बिजनेस की क्या अंडरस्टैंडिंग है? एक ऑटो रिक्शा ड्राइवर भी हो सकता है, टू अ माइक्रो स्मॉल एंड मीडियम एंटरप्राइज भी हो सकता है. तो आप किस तरीके से उनको एजुकेट करते हैं कि आप इस ONDC नेटवर्क पे आ सकते हैं, कैसे आ सकते हैं?
That's a very important point, Arjun. See, if you see world over, right, with digital commerce, economy has grown, but it has led to the power going to the big e-commerce platforms. So the small consumers and small sellers, small producers, they don't have a power on the e-commerce platform, right? So as a country, we want e-commerce to grow, but we don't want it to lead to a situation where power goes away from consumers and sellers and small sellers. So open network will really help that. So how does it help the small sellers, right? In a platform, in a closed platform, the platform decides किसकी क्या रैंकिंग होती है. जब आप और हम कोई इंटरनेट प्लेटफॉर्म में जाते हैं तो यू सी प्रोडक्ट 1, प्रोडक्ट 2, प्रोडक्ट 3. दैट इज डिसाइडेड बाय द प्लेटफॉर्म. एंड उसमें ऑटोमेटिकली क्या होता है कि जो जिनका बिजनेस बढ़ता है, दे ऑटोमेटिकली कीप बम्पिंग अप. सो द बिग बिकम बिगर एंड द स्मॉल वैनिश डाउन. In the open network, what we are trying to do is make sure that any seller, any producer, based on the strength of his products, he is able to make himself visible to consumers, and then only it is then provides a level playing field. Now, आपने ऑटो के बारे में पूछा, so Namayatri in Bengaluru is one very good example of a service on the open network, right? So we have onboarded almost 50,000 auto drivers onto Namayatri on open network. So इससे क्या हुआ है कि one consumers benefit because they get a standard price, pay by meter, we have visibility to the closest auto driver. But more importantly, the auto drivers have benefited, right? उनकी आमदनी में काफ़ी वृद्धि हुई है. They feel that they are in control. There is no one else taking any commission in between. We are a not-for-profit. So this has helped drive that. So we are taking the same principle to many other sectors, right? If you take food delivery, if you take grocery, if you take fashion, if you take appliances, right? So ONDC started late last year. So we are in very, very early stage, right? आपने startups के बारे में बात कर रहे थे. We think we are a day one of a startup, right? But it is progressing well with there is sponsorship and support from the government. But more importantly, consumers are liking it and the small sellers are liking it.
जी. So talking about small sellers, how they can get to the platform ONDC, वो कैसे access कर सकते हैं, कैसे अपने आप को register कर सकते हैं for ONDC?
Yeah, it's an important question, Veronica. So, see, if you are a big business, you have your own IT team. You can build your own capability, and as ONDC, we provide a way for you to plug in. But for the small sellers, right, they come in through what we call as seller network participants. So, seller network participants are like startups. You were speaking about startups, right? So, they could be startups, they could be technology companies who will provide an easy way for these small businesses to come on to ONDC. So they can take a subscription with these seller network participants. They will help them come on board, and help means they will help them do their cataloging. They will be able to take good photographs, visuals, right? They will help them on how to set their terms, right? And through these seller network participants, they will be able to come on to the network. So in addition, हम क्या कर रहे हैं? We are doing a lot of outreach programs, particularly for small and medium enterprises. You know, we take with the support from Ministry of MSME, with Small Industries Development Bank, SIDBI, right? इनके help से लघु उद्योगों को do an outreach, tell them what is the power of open network, how can they take control of their own destiny. And ये जो workshops, seminar होते हैं, वहाँ पे we bring the seller network participants. So वहीं पे उनको enroll करते हैं, वहीं पे उनको onboard करते हैं, first transaction try करते हैं वहाँ पे. So that is a way by which we can get them onto the network and they can then grow their business.
जी.
So एक understanding अब आ रही है about transformation, किस तरीके से वो onboard होते हैं network पर, how they are able to offer their services. तो customer से आप कैसे connect होते हैं ये small businesses?
So अगर customers देखेंगे तो consumers like all of us, right? Because ONDC में all categories are there. अगर आप एक ONDC का buyer application download करेंगे, उसमें आपको सभी category दिखेंगे. तो क्या होगा, आपका एक category में experience अच्छा है, तो based on that, through word of mouth, it spreads to others. You can see all categories in one place. So it is a great experience to be able to find one portal, one application to shop everything. So with that, it is growing. So it will grow with one consumer experience. It will grow with word of mouth. All of the buyer applications are also propagating. अगर आप कोई department store में जाएंगे, बैंगलोर में पिछले हफ्ते देख रहा था कि there is a person from the buyer application in the store. He is telling consumers who have come to the store to download the app, and he helps them make the first transaction, right? So through this, we will be able to spread. Because coming to the original question of digital commerce, today we find while digital commerce has grown, it is still 6-8% of the country's economy, which means it is really middle class, upper middle class consumers and big sellers, right? They are the people who are. Our objective is both on the consumer side and on the business side this should be available to everybody. So how many, if you look at how many people consume internet, right, which is सबके पास mobile phone है, through that they consume content. लेकिन the consumption of content versus use for commerce, there is a big disparity. And if you compare where we are in India compared to many other countries, there is a big opportunity for us to see how we can expand commerce. And that is a huge benefit to everybody. It is a benefit to the consumer, right, because you get best products at the best price. It is good for the businesses, particularly the small businesses, and it is good for the country, because really if you have to look at, you know, expansion of the economy, and more importantly about employment, right. The small medium industries and trade, they employ 60-70% of the workforce of the country, right. So there is a important responsibility for all of us to see how can we provide that level playing field and make sure that their businesses prosper, and therefore all of these are efforts to make that happen.
जी, आपने इकोनॉमी की बात करी, अगर ओवरऑल इकोनॉमिक ग्रोथ की बात करें तो हाउ ONDC is pushing India's economic growth?
In many ways, Veronica. So one is, you know, it has to be one balanced growth, right? जैसे संतुलित वृद्धि बोलते हैं.
जी जी.
That is important. Absolutely. Because if you only have one sector or one segment growing, then very soon you will find that it will become a drag on the economy, right?
Ji.
So one is ONDC promotes balanced growth. Second, it helps good discovery. So if someone has a great product,
Ji.
then it will be discoverable across. Like I'll give you one example, right? So अभी you know दिवाली का त्योहार है, आप gift खरीदेंगे, right? Now what kind of gifts you want to buy, right? Now if you say normally we will go and buy whatever is easiest available, right? But there are such fantastic products in the country from every state, right? If that was available to you very easily, you will choose that product,
Right.
right? So you know, if it's like, you know, अभी if we go to an exhibition, अभी हम दिल्ली हाट जाते हैं, वहाँ पे you find that artisans, craftsmen, they bring a range of products, and when we go there, you buy good things and you feel good about it, right? Imagine if that same thing was available to you on your phone. अभी आप ONDC का Amazing India app देखेंगे, right? You will find it is it's like an exhibition. It's like a Delhi Haat on your phone, right? You can see the whole range of products. Now imagine if you buy there, one as a consumer you are gaining, but automatically this is leading to the increase of business for very talented craftsmen who would otherwise not have had access to our kind of consumers.
Right.
Right. So if this happens, you know, जैसे economy में flywheel बोलते हैं, right? Once it kicks in, right, you will find good products, consumers buying good products, that will encourage even more production of good products. So you will find this flywheel kicking in, and our aim is to get this flywheel going in every sector. That will automatically lead to a growth in the economy, and our aim is to be a significant contributor to the country's growth in economy as well as in employment.
जी. खैर
So these are
हम आशा करते हैं कि जो ONDC नेटवर्क है और इसकी पहुंच कंज्यूमर्स तक पहुंचे, सेलर्स तक पहुंचे, ताकि ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग इसका लाभ उठा सके. एंड thank you so much, sir, for sharing these valuable informations with us. I think a lot of us can benefit from this. Thank you.
Namaskar. Thank you.